This morning when the person got in the hot seat and chatted with you about sexuality,
That was not a chat.
What word would you like to call it?
That's a full-blown assault.
I'm not touching that one. My question on that topic is that I'm having a really great, different, new experience. I've talked to you several times about my guy that croaked, and him and I had a very wonderful sexual relationship. And when he first croaked, I was a little bit reticent to get back into the fun of things, because I either thought he would be there and have something to say about it.
Like, you go, girl.
So yes, in an essence, that's what he showed up and said. So that's part of my question is, so sexual desires and sexual fantasies and ideas and things that humans have a lot of fun with, there is all of this emphasis and energy that I'm experiencing from the broader perspective. And there are times when I'm like, okay, is that what I want or is that what you want? Because I don't know if that sounds like what I want. How much interplay is there, is my question. Because what I'm experiencing is, for sure, I'm having physical interaction with the body.
Let's make it any topic.
Yeah.
Just for sake of clarity. So it doesn't matter what the topic is. Mm-hmm. The emphasis from non-physical always adds momentum to it, no matter what the subject is. And so what we're really talking about, again, is the belief system that you hold that hinders your... This is the same topic that we were just discussing, mm-hmm. about a desire that is either muted or encouraged by belief.
Mm-hmm. But my desires are always stronger than my beliefs, so that's going to be a non-issue for me.
We like hearing you say that because we just said that earlier about all things, that is the way the universe is.
Right.
That your desires are always stronger because your desires have been accumulating mm-hmm. over lifetimes, really. Mm-hmm. You've added to your desires. This is the sifting and sorting through life that we are demonstrating here. Mm-hmm. Know what you don't want, know what you do want. You've added dramatically to them in this lifetime. Law of attraction has been unfettered or unchallenged as it is calling together the cooperative components, mm-hmm. your inner being, source energy, being one of those cooperative components. So the desire factor is always enormous in comparison to the belief factor.
Right.
But the belief factor is not to be unnoticed because you've been building momentum about that for a long period of time. We know you're wondering, why is this vortex that is so dynamic in the way that we're describing it, why is it ever challenged by a belief which is, by the words that we just offered, considerably weaker? Why does what is often dominate your vibrational game? Because what is translated through your physical senses, and your physical senses are more keenly acknowledged by you than your emotional sense. What you see and hear and smell and taste and touch, you just put more credence on it because you see more and hear more and smell more and taste more and touch more than you are aware of your emotions. You have not been fostering and listening to. In other words, you say to people, I see you, or I hear you, or I smell you, or I taste you, or I touch you, but you don't very often say, I'm sensing you. We're talking about you as a global community. I'm feeling you. You say, I feel your pain. I'm feeling you. We want you to establish this emotional center. Let it be a more dominant part of your awareness of life. Let your emotions be your dominant, the most keen translator that you have. Check your gut. Let your gut instinct be what matters more than what you see. Let what you feel matter most just for a little while, and watch what happens. What you feel matters most. What you see is old news anyway. What you're seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching, that already happened. You know that when you see a lightning strike and hear thunder. The thunder is old news. Much older than what you saw with the lightning, isn't it? Happened in the same place. That you saw the lightning and then you heard the thunder. And so your physical senses are way, 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 way lagging behind what you feel. You can feel it coming. You feel anticipation. You don't see anticipation. You don't see anticipation or smell it. I smell anticipation. Fee, fi, fo, fum. And so as you increase your physical senses and you let that be what you're paying attention to, then you get out ahead of it. And then you get the impulse. And then you get to be the one who witnesses all of these multitasking combinations coming together.
The communication is always there. It's right there. So in the moment, I know you're calling it all subjects. So if I were at the beach as an all subject or in the bed as a subject, I can just be saying at that moment,
if you're inspired.
If I'm inspired.
But this is the thing. You see, don't try to use your words or your papers that are stuck around your house. Don't try to motivate yourself. Humans, you are trying to motivate yourself so much. Don't try to motivate yourself. Trust that you have set the lead in motion. Now follow the lead that you've established. It's like step one was big and important to you in earlier years. Not so much now. Step one's just happening. You can take your attention off of step one and put your attention upon step three.
I think, well, guess what I'm getting at is what I'm surprised by and wanting to feel more confident in is that in those moments that are deemed intimate, that I am communicating with people, my partner that croaked included, about what I'm currently experiencing, and for me that's enhancing it. And I don't need your confirmation that that's what I experienced, I guess, is what I'm feeling.
You don't need our confirmation. We'll give it to you anyway. But there's a piece in here that we want to help you soothe just a little bit, and that is, don't think so much.
I know.
There's a point at which you can just allow yourself to be carried on the river of past thought. And that really is what that experience can best help you to know.
Okay.
The work happened when you had the contrasting experience that you didn't want to have. How about that? So the contrast that you think you don't want is the experience, the step one experience that gives you the greatest value. So you put something into the vortex over and 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 over again. And then law of attraction takes it from there. And your inner being and the cooperative components are all gathered. It's all ready for you, no matter what it is. Millions, billions of dollars, relationships, empires, helping soothe situations. Whatever it is that you desire, it's already done and it's in the vortex. It's seen and it's known and it's done. Now, that puts you in a new place. You're no longer needing to try. It already happened. And you're no longer needing to feel competition because your vortex is your own and nobody else can get in there and get anything out of it. And there's no reason for you to regret how long it took you to get it together, because it's together and it's magnificent. And you don't have to struggle to get your inner being to help you out, because your inner being's already in there helping you out. There isn't anything that needs to be done by you except to be in the receptive mode, receiving the impulse. So this is the question that we asked someone yesterday that was such an important question. Are you receiving or are you thinking? And what's the difference? Are you projecting the thought or are you receiving the thought? And what's the difference? And we would like you for just a little while to stop being so sure that you're thinking all the thoughts and just listen for a little while and realize that you're receiving the thoughts. Because really, translating a vibration into a thought has to be what the definition of thinking is. Do you ever think a thought, or are you always in the receptive mode? Are you always in the receptive mode of something? Are you the thinker of thought, or are you the adjuster of a vibration that makes you receive the thought? And there's lots of thoughts for you to receive, aren't there? Thoughts of absolute worthiness and joy and abundance, and thoughts of despair and unworthiness. There's all kinds of thoughts that can be received by you. But the true thinking is happening in the vortex. That's where the true creation is happening, of which you and you and you and you and you and you and you are all a part, you see. And so we think that this might help you to think a little bit about what you're thinking about. and make you understand that what we're wanting to do with this conversation is take the struggle out of what you're calling the thinking process and put the emotional receiving of the thoughts more to the forefront.
So what is competition? Competition
is fodder for step one.
Okay.
It's the stuff that step one is thriving from.
Even in a sporting event? Only one person can win the sporting event, perhaps. So how is that still step one?
What do you mean only one person can win? Everybody that plays in any event wins. Everybody wins. They either get more points or they want to get more points.
Fair enough.